folks, Jen or Mergriffin here. You all know that I am Carto tank loving girl. I love them. I think I have like 6 or 7 of those dual coil Carto tanks going now. And you've seen my other video on how to use a hammer and a nail to punch your Carto when you have, no special tools around. At Vapercon, several of the vendors, and I picked this up from the Clouds of Vapor table, had some of these Carto punches. They were a little on the expensive side, $50. But then again, I have 7 tanks floating around here that I need to punch Cartos for, so maybe it's not for everyone, and it might be easier if you only need a couple Cartos at a time to just use the hammer and nail method. But for those who'd like to look at something else, hopefully the vendors will be carrying these a little more frequently and you'll be able to get them. Let's take a close look at how it works. So this is the solid metal Carto tank. As you can see, it has Allen wrench keyed screws, or on either side a hole to push the Carto into, a little window so you can see when that screw is ready. Basically what you do is you open that up so it's not hitting. I marked an existing Carto, and then when you spin it in, it pokes a hole into the Carto kind of gently without misshaping it very much because the metal's holding it still. I marked a Carto with a line that showed where the holes were on the one that I got from the manufacturer, so that I could see where I wanted the pin to go in. You slide it in, and then you kind of adjust that top screw and the nut to hold it so that every time you put a Carto in there, it goes to the same place. And you lock it down so that you don't need to adjust it again. It'll just always go to that right spot and you're all set. Then you get it so that this just touches, that screw just touches the Carto. And then you get the Allen key that it comes with. You turn it very carefully 1, 2, and a half turns. That's it. That's all it needs. Now, if you have a thicker or thinner juice, you can adjust that a little bit. But that is what Most Angry Pirate suggested, and that works perfectly. Nice little hole there. I'm going to roll it so that hole's on the other side. Again, just move it so it touches. Put the Allen key in and do it 1, 2, and a half turns. And I have a perfectly punched Carto. That doesn't require hammering, doesn't misshape the tube very much, doesn't puncture through to that inner tube, and you can adjust it a little bit to make the hole bigger or smaller as your needs may require. A little expensive. I think it was $50, but for me and all the tanks I have, that was a much nicer way of doing it than hammering things in. So that's a look at that Carto tank puncher. It's worth it for me because I have how many Carto tanks do I have rolling right here within reach? 6. So I need a lot of Cartos punched. And I like the fact that I can set that and it will go to the right depth all the time. Map is 2.5 turns on it, works perfectly, doesn't get in too deep, so there's not that accident. The problem with the hammer and nail method, while it works if you're careful, if you go too far, there's sort of a thicker cylinder of membrane right around the coils in the middle, and if you puncture that with the nail, it will just leak right down through and out the bottom of the Carto. You can also, with the hammer method, make the tube misshapen so that it's sort of flattened there where the holes are, and that can cause it to leak out the bottom too. So the Carto puncher works a little better. It's a little more standard and precise, and for me it was worth the extra expense. Your mileage may vary. Catch you next time.